when you're buying a horse. Somebody who can do fencing. Cold. Hey guys, so today's video is going to be everything you need for your first horse. So I thought it'd be a good thing to start with stabling, because if you have a horse, you need somewhere to put it. That might be a good start. Obviously you do need a horse first, because because it's just quite funny. Oh, okay. Right, deep breath. My stomach hurts. Okay. Oh my God, right, hang on, 1, 2, 3. It's every time I look at you. Okay, well don't look at me. Just look. I don't know. Hang on, let me. I'll stand over here. I'll stand over here. Don't look at me. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Hang on. Let me start again. Like I've been crying. Yeah. You're going to need somewhere to keep them. So obviously some horses do just go out in the field, but most horses have to be stabled. So you need to think about livery yards. Obviously there's different livery options. So there's DIY, there's part livery, or there's full livery. Full livery means that you literally don't do anything except ride, which is obviously the price is quite high. Then there's part livery that you do like a few days in the week, and the rest is done by someone else at the livery yard, and the price obviously goes down while you get to DIY, that you do everything yourself. I've been on DIY since I've had horses, so that's been 6 years of DIY, and to be honest, it's the best thing I've done, because I know exactly what's going on with horses, what they're being fed, their bedding, how they're being mucked out. I'm quite funny in that way, so I like to know every little detail of how they're being looked after. So that is what I personally do, but it's completely up to you what you plan to do or what you would like to do.
But how many holidays you had in 6 years, Lil?
None.
How many days off? How many days off have you had in 6 years?
None.
Oh, I don't know. I think you probably had 2 off sick.
Like twice, but I don't want to. Like, I love having them here, doing them myself, so that's the main thing. We're going to head down to Diamond's stable now to show you. Obviously you get a stable, but you need stuff to put in it. So here is Diamond's stable. She is rubber matting on the floor, but most livery yards would provide that, or some people don't use rubber matting. It's completely up to you. I personally don't want to lay on the concrete, so I'm not going to let my horses lay on the concrete. Right, so to start with, owning a horse, getting a horse, whatever, you're going to have to think about some bedding. I have been through multiple bedding choices, straw, shavings, God knows how many. This is the bedding that we're on. This is the Snowflake wood pellets. It's the best bedding ever. Just my opinion, obviously, but my opinion is the greatest. But I absolutely love this bedding. It's completely up to you. Like I said, straw, shavings, loads of different options. These wood pellets rot down very, very quickly on the muck heap. Shavings do take a little bit longer, so it's really up to the livery yards, because I know some people can be a bit funny, the farmers be a bit funny of what they like to put on their fields and how quickly it's gonna rot down. So that is the bedding. Obviously then they are going to need some hay or haylage. Diamond is on haylage at the moment, but I also give my horses hay. That's again up to you, like if you want to give your horses haylage or hay, whatever, that's completely up to you. To hold the hay, we have got it in a hay bar. I do use the hay net with Perry, but to be honest, these are so much easier. You just lob a bit of hay in there, all done. But if a horse is very greedy, you might want to use a hay net. Another thing in the stable is buckets. Owning a horse, you need a lot of buckets, I have to say. A lot of people like to keep the colour option, and I personally would go with the colour option. My colour options are a little bit all over the place now, but if I could stick with one colour, that would be quite nice. But obviously she's got her big water trug in here, which holds her water as so. Perry's like, hello, can I be in the video? We're going nice and warm, shall we?
Yes, let's. Do you want to go in the warm?
Let's go in the warm.
Perry says yes, please. I'd like to go.
One of the most important things about owning a horse is having a vet. So I think it'd be worth finding out who your local vet is. You can either do that on Facebook, Google, word of mouth, things like that. It's really handy to find out who's around and who's the best vet. Good reviews would actually help, but it is also quite handy to have your own first aid kit sort of thing, which I actually have got here. I've got 2 boxes, but it's just stuff that I've collected over the years. So there's like Hibby scrub, poultices, vet wrap, things like that. Really, really handy to have. Another thing you need to find out is farriers, local farriers around you. There is loads of farriers out there. Just need one, again, with good views.
Good reviews. Are we confused?
Confused, yeah, good looking one actually. Need one with good reviews. So that's another thing you can find out. Insurance is a massive thing. I would totally recommend. I'm not telling you have to do that, but I would really, really recommend it, because if they're going for surgery, it covers it, which is amazing. Well, it depends on the insurance plan you have, but it's very, very good. I also have insurance for me as a rider and my tack. Tack can be very expensive, so it is really handy having insurance for that. If I come off on the road, whatever, it covers me and the horse. While we're in the tack room, another thing you're going to need is tack. Some horses may come with tack. I've not known many horses to come with tack, but you might have the option to buy it. So you're going to need a saddle, unless you're going to go tackless. Totally up to you. I personally wouldn't recommend it, but you can always try. So a saddle, my saddles are dressage saddles, but you can have whatever discipline you want, GP, jumping, whatever. Mine have my stirrup leathers on, which don't actually come with the saddle, and stirrup irons, so you can buy those separately from a tack shop. And you're going to need a girth. Then you're going to need a bridle. I have a bit of an unhealthy obsession with bridles. I've got quite a few. These are just normal Caveston bridles with a flash. Then obviously going to need a bit. My horses have got all different bits. So I would ask the old owners what bit they've had, what size they need, things like that, because it's good to carry on using the same things if they're happy with that. Or you could get a bit specialist out, bridle specialist, anything like that. Saddle specialist, definitely. Going over to one of my favourite things about owning horses is the saddle pads. I do have a bit of an obsession. Don't recommend obsession about saddle pads, like just get one, that's fine. But I would just get a really nice saddle pad. I recommend getting one that's darker colour, just because they do get quite dirty. These are a dressage square, but it's totally up to you if you get a GP, jump, saddle pad, whatever. But yeah, get a little saddle pad. Then you can start your matchy addiction like I have. It's not recommended. You can opt to get some boots, like so, but they're not completely needed for your first horse, so I wouldn't completely worry about that. But yeah, going on to the next thing, which is another one of my favourites, is some tack cleaner. This is the most used product in my yard. I'm obsessed about cleaning my tack. But yeah, this is needed, definitely needed. So I do actually have 3 jars in here, but I do go through it like once a week. But yes, as we're in here, it might be quite handy to get a lunge rope. I think I've had this lunge rope since I had shads, so it's seen some days and seen some of school skiing. I like to do that quite regularly. So we need to think about it. Right, me and Perry are going to show you the yard tools that you're going to need for your first horse. Obviously that depends on if you've got them at a livery yard and if you can use somebody else's, or if you've got to buy your own. Most of the time, if you're on DIY, you're going to need your own tools. You're so cute. Are you cute? So to start with is the old barrow. I have made quite a few videos on this barrow, so I'm not going to go on about how much I love this barrow, but I do love him. He's called Barry. Love Barry. The hose is also called Barry, but love Barry. Then we've got the poo picker. Then we've got the poo picker here, which is really handy for poo picking. So you can just scrape the poo up, or you've got the little rake side to also scrape the poo up. Or one thing I find amazing is then you get your old broom. I'm in love with the witches' brooms. You can sweep the yard and sweep it into the poop scoop. Some people be a bit funny with the old shovel and try and dodge it, but that's not a bit of me. So then we've also got the broom, like I said. I like the witch's broom. It's totally up to you. You can have one of the yard brooms, but this is good. This is good. Then the last thing is a fork. This is a future fork and it's very, very good. Very good. Some people like to use the metal forks, but I think the plastic ones are a lot better. So that is the tools. Perry's just helping again. That is the tools that I think are needed for your first horse. I'd rather only say things in this video that you're really, really going to need instead of just going on and on about stuff that isn't really needed. Go into the barn now. As you can see, this is where I have all my head collars. Again, this is something that is needed unless they just follow you around, which I doubt that will happen. Again, this is a size thing. I'd ask the old owners because there's different sizes, like full size, cob size, Shetland size and miniature foal size, which is quite cute. I've got them in all in size order. Then most head collars do come with a lead rope, but just double check. It is handy to have multiple lead ropes, which I actually do like to tie them up as well, just so it looks neat. I don't like them just thrown on the floor like that. That's not nice. To make your yard tidy, don't lob them on the floor. Tie them up, put them back together and hang them up. Lovely. Right, moving into the barn. We've got our old grit here because it's been a bit frozen on the yard. These are my rug wardrobes. Yes, I have a lot of rugs. No, you don't need them all. So, I have this one as my turn-out rugs and this one as my stable rugs. Again, I've been riding for 6 years. I've had quite a few horses over the years, so that's why I've got so many rugs, all different sizes from this big to this big. So, I actually don't really bother with stable rugs anymore, and people might hate me for that, but I don't see a lot of point. So the only stable rug I would really bother with now, looking back, is a cooler or fleece, because it is quite nice to put under the little rugs to keep them nice and warm, or after bathing, which is really handy. It really wicks away the sweat or water. But yeah, that's really handy. Or layering, or you could just put a duvet.
And travelling.
Oh yeah, travelling, definitely travelling. It's a little bit messy in here, so yeah, need a little sort out. So yeah, I mostly bother with turnout rugs. Now looking back, I think depends on the fly rug. I think some people use it, but it's just your preference. Like, I put mine out without a fly rug on, just decent fly spray. Some people do like to put fly rug on, but they get hot in them, so it is your choice, not my choice. If you want to keep them black like Perry and make the sun not bleach them, then I'd put a fly rug on. But to be honest, I don't think you can just buy like 2 rugs when getting a horse. You're going to need a bit of a collection, sadly, and rugs are quite expensive. So I would recommend getting something like a rain sheet. So we've got a rain sheet up here. So I recommend getting something like a rain sheet. This is no fill, so it's literally just like a waterproof coat. Then obviously going up to how heavy you want it, you've got a medium weight, well you've got a lightweight, medium weight and heavyweight, and extra heavy. I have got lots of different rugs, but I personally think a medium weight is very handy to have. Heavyweight and I would say a rain sheet. Depends on the type of horse. If your horse is clipped, you're going to need heavier rugs. If your horse gets hot quickly, you're not going to need many. It really depends on your horse, so I can't really say you're going to need this and this, because it depends on every single horse. Another question may be, why do I use turnout rugs? Because the stable rugs get skanky, basically. If they lay in their wee, it stains, it gets wet, it's disgusting. The turnout rugs keeps them dry so it doesn't soak through, and it's just handy. Like, you put them on and you turn them out with them instead of having to change them over. But yeah, it's totally up to you. It's just one thing I've found now looking back, that's what I've done differently. You're going to need some buckets. Some horses don't have hard feed, all my horses do, but again it depends on the type of horse, how much work they're in, all stuff like that. I have lids for my buckets as well to stop the rats getting in them. Luckily we don't actually have any rats, but just in case. My horses get 3 feeds a day, so that is why I have 3 of each, but it's also quite handy to have some spares because they do like to trample on them, or Lily likes to burn them on the radiator, as you can see. Don't try that at home. So like I said, some horses have hard feed, some don't. I've got my feed in these metal feed bins. I used to have them just in normal dustbins, which is just behind me here. Either work. They're both very, very good. They keep the rodents out. But yeah, that is again something up to you. Ask the old owners if they're going to need feed or not. Next thing you're going to need is a grooming kit, grooming box, grooming bag, for all your grooming products. I actually have all my grooming products in these cupboards up here. That's just because I do have my own yard, and this is where I tack them up, get them ready, wash them down, la la la. But I used to have a box for each one of them, like so. So these are really, really handy actually, because they can be used as a little step too.
To reach your grooming kit,
yeah,
see the cupboards.
Whoa. So I thought I would do a quick run through of what I've got in here. So things might be really handy to have is a mane and tail brush, dandy brush. This dandy brush has seen some better days, but it is very good. Body brush, a hoof pick. What else have we got in here?
Scissors.
Scissors. All
Baby wipes.
Yeah, baby wipes is also quite good. We've just got all different things in there. It's totally up to you what you have in your grooming kit. This is my sprays and shampoos that I use for the horses.
And licks.
And lickits. A little bit skanky, but he's nearly finished all of them. So this is like my mane and tail detangler, stop and shine, which is actually also my fly spray, which is so cool. Keeps them shiny and keeps the flies away. My shampoo in there as well. Because obviously when you get a horse, you're going to need some mane and tail detangler and some shampoo. We've also got some hoof oil here. It's not a really needed thing, but it keeps their hoofs very healthy. And if you haven't got a hoof, you have no horse. Where did I get that saying from?
No foot, no horse.
Oh. I thought I was doing really well then. Then you've got some sponges here. And this one, right?
You could do the new one of those, couldn't you?
I've got a new one, but this one,
it's your
I
favourite.
got given this when I was at a livery yard, and it's so good. It's got a brush around the outside, so good. It's like, get right in there.
How is it?
Get right in there, makes them very clean. Then we've got a sweat scraper. So again, once you bath, and this is quite fancy actually. Look at that.
Where did that come from? It's got a little leather hand. Look,
I'm
looks
not
like
sure.
something. Are you sure it's not my car de-icer thing?
It's actually really cold. Like I'm freezing.
You said it'd be warm in here, but it's not.
I know it's not. So once you bath them, to get the excess water off, use a little sturdy sweat scraper.
Sturdy? It's sturdy as a barrow.
Then this other cupboard is just more sort of, once you've had them a while, like if you're going to go and compete.
Rubbish.
Some plaiting bands, baby oil, clippers, things like that. We've actually just had to come inside because it's absolutely freezing out there. So one thing I actually would say is if you're thinking about getting a horse, just be prepared about a few things. You're not going to have any holidays unless you have them on full livery and you're going to leave your horse for that long. You're going to smell. I absolutely reek. Absolutely reek, don't I? Let's just face it.
Spaghetti bolognese springs to mind. And horse poo.
You're gonna smell.
Bolognese pits.
You're gonna be out here in the rain, the snow, the wind, the sun, sweating.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Not gonna be great. Not gonna be able to just go out with your mates all the time because you have commitments
and no money.
And no money. Sad times. But they do give a lot of love and it's the best thing I've ever done. I don't know what I did without the horses. I really don't. I must have been a boring old person just sat in a room. Yeah, it's the best thing that's happened to me. So that's what you've got to weigh up. Like, as much as there is a lot of commitment to it, you also have an amazing life. So it is up to you, but I would highly recommend it. But I think this is the end of the video. I'm just going to go and grab the horses in now. Hopefully I haven't dragged this on for too long because I don't want that to happen. I want it to be sort of nice and quick, easy things that you need for your horses. Yeah. One thing I want to say before I go is if you have any videos that you would like to see, just comment them down below. Like if you want to see what's in my grooming kit, how I groom a horse, things like that. I'm really happy to do any videos like that. Please subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next week.